go through some common misconceptions because I know there's quite a few of them, and this is kind of an integral part of going beyond the water cooler conversations. So tell me some misconceptions, Stephen.
Yeah, so there's lots of misconceptions. So what keeps a lot of people from applying for loans is they have these preconceived notions of certain rules that have been in place that might have been in place 15 years ago, right? Sometimes you'll click on a Google article or something on Google and you'll realize that that article is 10 years old. Mm-hmm. Or you might not realize it. And then you send it to me and I look at it and I say, well, I'm sorry, that was from 2012 or, something like that. So many misconceptions. You'll also have family members that bought a home 7 or 8 years ago, or an aunt or an uncle who bought a house 15 years ago. And all these people are going to be giving you advice from all over the place. And they're saying, well, you can't do that and you can't do that. So there's a ton of misconceptions flying around there about what you can and can't do on financing. One of the first ones, and it's surprising to me because there's so much information out there about our world that I'm surprised it's still misconception, but these things come up every day. So that's why I put, 4 or 5 different things together here. First one is you have to have perfect credit. You have to have a 740 score or better, or even a 700. People always say 700 a lot. A 700 or better credit score to be able to buy a house. That's not true. We can go as low as a 620 credit score. So that's a big drastic difference, right? So we might have somebody, and I talk to at least 1 or 2 people a week that think that they need a 700 credit score. That is a huge misconception. You don't need a 740 credit score. We can go as low as 620. And every borrower is going to be a little different. It depends on why you're at 620. Have you fixed things? Are things repaired? Going back to step 1, talking to me, telling me where you're at, road mapping. If you are at a 610, that's okay. We're going to road map it, right? That you're going to be that 6-month buyer. Or you might say, well, shoot, I haven't called anybody at all this whole time, and I've been at 680 because I thought for some reason I needed 700. And you mean I could buy a house today? Yeah, you could. So 620 is one of those numbers to kind of look at. That's a huge misconception is credit.
And that misconception will keep someone from starting the process, from starting step 1. Whereas if they had just gone to step 1, they would have been able to circumnavigate that misconception.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah. And that's why I always encourage people, like, we don't have to pull your credit when you call me. We don't have to make you fill out a big old loan application. You call and just inquire. And we can help get rid of some of these misconceptions. And I think just these conversations like you and I are having right now with this video is super important to get it out there. Like, if you are at that place, that's when we're putting you on that roadmap.
Yeah.
And a lot of times people are just surprised they're already fit the guidelines. They can already do something and they had no idea they could because of those misconceptions. Along those lines, the other one of the big misconceptions is down payment. So people are like, I got to have 20% down. Some clients they totally know you don't. Like, oh no, you don't need 20% down. I had a couple friends. Well, other people might. And so you need 20% down. You don't need 20% down. You're a first-time home buyer. Conventional loans are as little as 3% down. FHA loans are 3.5% down. And so you have multiple different programs out there that are really low, and you don't need a perfect score. And that's where kind of misconception 1 and 2 merge together. Well, I can't do the low down 3% if I don't have a 740 credit score. No, you can. So, another misconception, which is huge, right? Wait, so you're telling me I don't need perfect credit and I don't have to put 20% down? I can do as little as 3% down and my credit score can be in the 600s? Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Another one, and this is a big one, and you'll hear different things from different lenders. You'll sometimes see variances from one lender to another. So I always tell people, get a second opinion. Is you might be told, well, you have to be at the same job for 2 years. And that used to be a rule a long time ago. It is not a rule anymore. So you don't have to be at your same job for 2 years. That's not a requirement. You do need a 2-year employment history. That could be through a couple different jobs. But you don't need to be at the same job for 2 years. You technically only need to be at your same job if you're a W-2 employee for a month. That's it. It's pretty, but some lenders, and that's why I always say get a second opinion, some lenders have a 6-month rule. Some lenders have a 12-month rule. Fannie Mae's rule, and Fannie Mae is the one that governs all of us, they set the base rules for us, is only a month. So you technically only need to be there for a month. You might find a bank that's a little bit more conservative and they want 6 months or 12. That is not the rule. Industry-wise, Fannie Mae-wise, you only need to be at that new employer for a month.
Okay.
For us to be able to do it, which is huge, I get that one a lot. Down payment, I think, is another one. So the down payment money needs to be sitting in your account when you talk to me, or when we're even pre-approving you. And that is also false. So you don't have to have all your money sitting in your account. It could be coming from a 401k that's not in your account yet. We let you wait until you've actually gotten into contract, passed home inspections, and then you can pull that money out of your 401k. If you're getting a gift from a family member, you don't have to have that money in your bank account today. We wait till you get into contract. We wait until you've passed home inspections. We know this deal is going to go through. Then you can get your gift. So feeling like you have to have all of that money, if you know you have access to it, is the important piece, right? So that goes back to one of those first steps, is knowing what your finances look like in terms of how much money you have, but have it all in one spot, have it all liquid at the time that you're looking at homes isn't necessarily the thing, as long as you have access to it. So that's kind of one of those other ones. But those are kind of the main misconceptions, right? It's down payment, it's credit score, it's you have to be at the same job for a long time, and you have to have all that money sitting in your account. All of those are misconceptions that I think that I see regularly.